In today's video, we're going to run through a tutorial around how to enhance the behavior when we merge a ticket together. So for those that are not aware, within Freshservice, you can come in here and merge a ticket together. When we do that merge, one ticket merges into the other and a default note is added to the ticket, but this does not inform the requester about the merging of the ticket. It just tells the requester that the secondary ticket has now been closed. So in our example here, we can see this is my merging ticket number 1, this is merging ticket number 2, and number 1 will stay my primary ticket. So if we were doing this in the normal way with Freshservice, we would come in, select the tickets we want to merge. We could even add more in here if we wish to, hit continue, and by default, Fresh gives us a message that says this ticket with ID 13 has been merged in, and another slightly different message saying this ticket has been closed and merged into ticket 12. Now by default, this is added as a private note, which then doesn't tell the requester what's happened with the ticket. Depending on your notification settings, what will happen is the requester will just get a notification to say this ticket has been closed. Not the best user experience at all. So what we've actually done is set up a workflow that's triggered when we add these two tickets together and merge them, and rather than just add the private note default behavior, what the ticket does is then add a public note for the requester with a bit more of a friendly message explaining what's happened and giving them the link to the new primary ticket. So what we've done in here in order to achieve that, let's go in and open my workflow, is we've used the trigger note of private is added. We've set the conditions as last interaction contains, and what we've done is taken that default text, the ticket is closed, and merged with another ticket, and we've removed obviously the ticket number because that's going to be different on every ticket, right? Every merged scenario. So private note is added, last interaction contains that key sentence. And in our example here, what we've done is then gone and fetched the conversation details from our ticket. We've then passed that through. So here we can see we're looking for this body here. And what we've done is, because conversations is an array, we've gone in here and we've adjusted that from being an array to being a string, and changed it from star, meaning pull the array back, to 0, which is to pull the most recent record. And you can see then that's pulling in our sentence there in our JSON parser. Then what we're doing in this example, slightly more complicated than, you don't have to do it this way, but I thought this was a much slicker solution, is then we're splitting that sentence. So now that standard sentence that was this ticket has been merged into ticket number X, we're then splitting out the number. So we're telling Fresh to take that sentence and split at the last space. That will then return us the ticket number and a period in the default text, and then we're saying split it at the last period, and that will then give us the numerical value of the ticket number. And then what we use is just a more friendly message. So what we've added in our scenario is this ticket has been closed and merged with the result of E3, which is just our plain number, to keep everything related in one place. You can find all the updates and information here. And in this link, what we've done is embedded this as a, one second, I need to put it in edit mode, as a dynamic link using that placeholder E3. So when we come in here, you can see, whoops, it's not showing the benefits of live television. Hang on, let me just show you what that looks like. You can then see it underneath. There you go. What that's doing is then saying, this is my Freshservice instance, and give me the placeholder of E3 results. So actually when you write it out, it'll be your Freshservice instance with the placeholder of not ticket ID, not at all. It will be expression builder, E3 result. So it would look like that. And Fresh has obviously been in and adjusted that with the spaces in the background. But that would be your Freshservice instance, the portal extension, which is support/tickets, and then the output of our expression, which will give us the ticket number. And that will then effectively give the customer a dynamic link to the new primary ticket. I'm just going to close that without saving it because I don't want to do it. And in our particular instance, we've decided that we're also going to give that merged ticket a special status of merged. So then we know within our ticketing system that that's been a merged ticket. Now you may choose to just let it go to closed. It's entirely up to you, but that's another option to then looking for merged tickets. So if we then go back to our tickets and we run this through, we say ticket 1 and ticket 2, merge, just double check that that's enabled, it is. Ticket 1's going to become my primary, so this ticket's been merged message is going to be posted on number 2. So I'm going to hit that. I'm not going to touch any of the default because I need the default text to make my expressions run properly. Click merge and you see 13 will be merged into 12. If I go and look at 13, there we go. And then that message has gone to my requester to say, hey Andrea, this has been done. And if I click on here, you can see it opens 12, which is still open. And if I'd been the requester opening that, you would see that it was the portal specific URL. So it would have opened in the requester's view. There you go. A little bit of something to add a little bit more customer service flavor to your Freshservice, something a bit cleverer that we can do, a couple of advanced features around expressions and get calls. You don't have to make it as complicated as that. You don't have to come in here and split these things out. You could just say republish that note. I thought actually when I was doing this, it's like real world example, I think I would prefer to have a more customer friendly message with the URL in there. So there you go. Hopefully that's a helpful one today and improves your Freshservice experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest features and tutorials. If you or your organization need help with Freshservice, check out our consulting, implementation, training and support services at our website. zestco.uk. Zest, a fresh perspective.